Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Now, everyone, open your textbook. Am I audible to you, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So now, open the page number 139. Okay. Because in our last period, we have already done these two processes, evaporation and condensation. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So here, students, is it visible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. So open the page number 139. Our today's topic is water cycle. Okay. So let's start. In nature, the process of evaporation and
Ma'am, your voice is not clean. Ma'am, your voice is not clean. Ma'am, your voice is cutting.
Because of some network issue, wait for 2 minutes, students. In nature, the process of evaporation and condensation take place continuously. Water evaporates from lakes, rivers, oceans and water bodies. It then condenses and falls down as rain and snow. This forms the water cycle. Now students, first of all, see this process, evaporation and condensation. What is evaporation? When the water vapor changes into, students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, what is evaporation? When water changes into water vapor. That means when liquid changes into gas, this process is called evaporation. And what is condensation? When gas converts into liquid. That means when water vapor changes into water. This is called condensation. So these two processes of evaporation and condensation take place continuously. So water evaporates from lakes, rivers, oceans and other water bodies. So here you can see this in this picture, students. First of all, water cycle is what? Water cycle is explained that how rain comes. Right? So all the water from the water bodies get heated from the sun's heat. First of all, what is water bodies? The river, lake, pond, oceans, these all are called water bodies. So water from all the water bodies get heated from the sun. Because of the sun's heat, waters get heated. And when the water gets heated, it will changes into water vapor. That means it is evaporation. This process is called evaporation. Because of the sun's heat, water in the water bodies get heated and changes into water vapor. When water gets heated and changes into water vapor. Now this water vapor goes up in the air and condenses. When the water vapor mixes with the air and while it's cooled down, it will changes into tiny water droplets. Now this tiny water droplets, they come together and form a one cloud. Water gets heated because of the sun and water changes into water vapor. Now this water vapor cools down and mixes with air and form a one cloud. Cloud of tiny water droplets. When all the tiny water droplets, they comes together, they form a one cloud. Now this cloud is when filled with water, then it will be breakdown. Because it becomes heavy. When the cloud all filled with water, it becomes heavy and it could not sustain in the air. And then after this cloud is breakdown. The cloud will be breakdown. And when the cloud breakdown, then the rain comes. And this rain fills the water bodies all over again. So this is like a cycle. It is a continuous process. So this process is called water cycle. It is a process of evaporation and condensation. When the water cycle, the water in the water bodies get evaporated because of the sun's heat, and when this water vapor converts into the water droplets because of the condensation. So this evaporation and condensation take place continuously. So this is a cycle. It is called water cycle. So when the cloud breaks down and rain comes, then rain fills the water bodies all over again. Now we getting the water from the mountains, right? Here you can see this in the picture. We get the water from the mountains and mixes with all the water bodies. And the second way to get the water is to underground water, right? Because rain is also fall on the land and land absorbs the water. So we also get the water from the underground, right? So this is the whole process. This is called water cycle. Now students, any query in this water cycle?
No, ma'am. No.
No, right?
No, ma'am.
Again, I will explain you in shortly that water in the water bodies get heated up because of the sun, and when the water gets heated up, it will changes into water vapor. Now this water vapor goes up in the air, and when it cools down, it will convert into tiny water droplets. Now this tiny water droplets form a one cloud. When this cloud filled with water, then it could not sustain in the air because it becomes heavy, and when it will be break down, then rain comes, and this rain fills the all water bodies again. So this is a whole cycle. This is a continuous cycle. It is called a water cycle. Okay. Now turn the page, everyone. Now second one is purification of water. Second topic is purification of water. Okay. Shaivi Patel, beta read this purification of water.
Yes, ma'am. We should drink only clean water. Dirty water can make us fall ill. Water from taps can be dirty and impure. Thus, water used for drinking and cooking needs to be purified. We can do it in the following ways. Boiling is the simplest way to kill the germs found in the water. Bring water to a rolling boil for a minute to kill the germs present in it. By the time water starts to get hot enough to boil, most of the germs in it die. Boiled water should be stored in clean and covered pot or bottles. Sedimentation and decantation is another method of purifying water. The process in which the insoluble impurities settle down is called sedimentation. The process in which the water is gently poured out after sedimentation is called decantation. The decanted water may still have lot of impurities. Filtration is the better process than sedimentation and decantation to purify water. The process in which water is cleaned by passing it through a filter paper is called filtration. Chlorination is the process in which chlorine is added to kill germs in dirty water. Chlorine is a gas that kills germs. These days, chlorine tablets are easily available.
Okay, beta. Now see students, purification of water. Now what is purification? Purification means to remove the dirt, remove the impurities from the water. In short, to clean the water. It is called the purification of water. So here, we should drink only clean water. Dirty water can make us fall ill. Right? These things we should always follow, that we should drink clean water because dirty water can make us fall ill. Right? Now everyone nowadays you have the purification RO plant at your homes, right? Purification system to purify the water. In that the tap water, the dirty water that converts into the clean water that we drink it. So water from the tap can be dirty and impure. Now what is tap? Tap मतलब नल का जो पानी होता है, the tap water, it can be dirty and impure. So water used for drinking and cooking needs to be purified. So whatever the water we use for drinking and cooking, that needs to be purified, right? See students, you can use the tap water for the other activities, for example, bathing or washing the clothes or cleaning your houses, right? Whatever the other activities, for that you can use the tap water. But for drinking and cooking, you should use the purified or a clean water, right? Because in that way the water gets inside in our body, right? Because of the drinking water and whatever the food we eat. So by this way the water gets inside our body. So it should be clean and pure. So we can do it for the following ways. So here they given us some ways to purify the water. So how we can purify the water? First way is boiling. Boiling is the simplest way to kill the germs found in water. Boiling is the simplest way to kill the germs found in water. This is a simple method, right? Students, when we boil the water, most of the germs can die in it. We can kill the germs by boiling the water. So bring water to a rolling boil for a minute to kill the germs present in the air. So we should boil water for at least a minute to kill the germs present in it. So by the time water starts to get hot enough to boil, most of the germs in it die. So when the water gets heated up enough to boil, then most of the germs can die in it. So boiled water should be stored in clean and cover pots or bottles. So first way to purifying water is to boiling, right? Now second way is sedimentation and decantation. Now these two processes we already learned in the term 1, right? I already shared one video with you of this activity, sedimentation and decantation, right? So sedimentation and decantation is the another method of purifying water. These two are the method of purifying water. The process in which insoluble impurities settling down in sedimentation. So in the sedimentation is the process in that the insoluble impurities. What is insoluble? The substances which cannot be soluble or which cannot be mixed with water, it can called insoluble. So the process in which insoluble impurities settling down, it is called sedimentation. The process in which the water is gently poured out after sedimentation, it is called decantation. So students, have you remember in this activity we have take one beaker that full of muddy water, right? And that beaker this full of muddy water, it contains sand, clay, pebbles, all of that. So that muddy water, in short, a dirty water beaker of that. When we took it and set हमने उसको एक साइड में रखा था for some time, right? Like for a 24 hours. After 24 hours, when we see that beaker, then what we observe that all the impurities of all the mud of that water, they get settled down in the bottom, and upper side we will get the clean, pure water, right? How this will happen? So this is because of the sedimentation process, that when we settle down that muddy water for some time, like for a 24 hours or more than that, then the mud or the insoluble impurities that settle down bottom side of the beaker, and upper side we can see the clean and pure water. So this process is called sedimentation. And the another decantation process is what? In this process, we gently poured out after sedimentation. So whatever in the sedimentation process we get the clean water, upper side of the beaker, right? We take that beaker and pour the clean water into the another one. So this process is called decantation. The decanted water may still have lots of impurities. Decanted water may still have lots of impurities. So this is not the best way to purify the water. Then what is it? There is a third process, which is filtration. See, filtration is the better process than sedimentation and decantation to purify water. This process also we already learned. That already I shared the video with you, that in this process we use filter paper, right, to purify the water. The process in which water is cleaned by passing it through a filter paper. This is called filtration. I will show you the video of this process, filtration, right? That in that we take this You already seen
Do the
it, right?
experiment.
But I already shared a video. Don't worry. After this chlorination, this topic, I will share a video with you that I already done that. So in this filtration process, we take a beaker full of muddy water, and when we pour it into the filter paper, then all insoluble substances get stopped by that filter paper, and we will get the clean water, right? That I will show you the video. Don't worry. Look at the last one. Last way is chlorination. So chlorination is a process in which chlorine is added to kill germs in dirty water. Chlorination is what? So when we add the chlorine into the dirty water to clean it, this process is called chlorination. See, chlorine is a gas that kills the germs. Chlorine is what? Chlorine is one type of gas that kills the germs. These days, chlorine tablets are easily available in the market, right? See, this chlorine are usually used for the cleaning the swimming pool, right? When you go to the swimming pool, there are so many water in it. So for cleaning them, they use this chlorine. They add the chlorine tablets in the swimming pool so that all the water gets cleaned, right? So chlorination is to add the chlorine in the water to kill the germs. Okay, done. So there are 4 ways to purify your water: boiling, sedimentation and decantation, filtration and chlorination. Okay. Now students, give me 1 minute. I am sharing with you of this filtration process. Yes, beta.
Ma'am, chlorine can harm us.
Chlorine can
Harm us.
what's that?
मैम क्लोरीन हमें नुकसान कर सकता है.
Chlorine can harm us. Yes, chlorine can harm us in some way. But if it is in the so much of quantity, then it can harm us. But if it is in the little bit quantity, that doesn't affect us well. Okay.
Okay.
Now, here the screen is visible, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, now see this video. So in this video, here you can see this. We take a one beaker, like full of dirty water, muddy water, right? It contains the sand, clay, pebbles, all the insoluble substances in it. Now what we'll do, we will take another beaker and put the filter paper on it, right? Now see. Right? So we done this activity of separation of substances. So this is called the filtration process. See this full dirty water. Right, now what we will do, we will take that muddy water beaker and we will pour it into the filter paper. Now you will see this muddy water passes through the filter paper. Now see, here you can see this, we are getting the clean and pure water from it. How this happened? Because of the filter paper. This filter paper stops the insoluble substances there, right? And we will get the clean and pure water. So what is the work of this filter paper? To stop the insoluble substances and the dirt there only. And we will get the clean and pure water. So this process is called filtration. By using the filter paper, we can purify the water. Now here you can see this, from this dirty water we are getting the clean water, right? So this is the purifying process. देखा बेटा आपने, ये प्रोसेस हमने किया था, ये एक्टिविटी. यस
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the filtration process. In this process, we use filter paper for purifying the water. Now see sedimentation and decantation, that video I don't available here, I don't have it in my phone, but I will search it and show you later. But see, in this process, sedimentation and decantation, we just take the same beaker, the same muddy water beaker, right, and put it aside for a 24 hours. And after 24 hours, when we see that beaker, then what will happen? The impurities, the insoluble substances settle down bottom of the beaker, and upper side will get the clean water. So this is sedimentation, and when we clean water, we pour it to the another beaker or another any object, then it is called decantation, right? So boiling, sedimentation, decantation, filtration and chlorination. These are some ways to purify the water. Okay. Now tell me any query in this, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Now see, let's remember activity. Match the following. They given us the two columns, column A and column B. Under the column A, moving air, sea breeze, water vapor changing to water, filtration and chlorination. Under the column B, we have day, kill germs, wind, filter paper and condensation. Now moving air. Now how we will match the moving air? Moving air, it is called what?
Wind.
Right. Moving air is called wind.
Ma'am.
So match the
Ma'am. Ma'am.
And at night get the land.
Ma'am.
Now third one.
Ma'am,
The
your
vapor
voice is cutting.
water.
Ma'am, your voice is cutting.
Okay. Yeah, one side.
Ma'am.
Called what?
Ma'am.
Vapor is to water. This is called
Condensation.
when the water vapor changes to water, this process is called condensation. Filtration,
Kills germs. Filter paper.
right, filter paper. Because in the filtration process, we use filter paper to purifying the water. So match the filtration with filter paper. And look at the last one, chlorination. Chlorination will be
Kills germs.
with germs.
Ma'am.
Yes.
मैम हम ऐसा लिख सकते हैं 1 के साथ C आएगा, सेकेंड A, ऐसे लिख सकते हैं.
Join it. Okay. Now students, underline the hard words. Purification, boiling, sedimentation and decantation, filtration and chlorination. All these bold words, and first one is purification, that you have to underline. Purification, boiling, sedimentation, decantation, filtration and chlorination. Done?
Okay, ma'am.
Now students, your homework is you have to draw this water cycle in your fair notebook as well as to write down this hard words. Okay? This both, water cycle and hard words in your fair notebook.
Okay, ma'am.
Now wait for 2 minutes. I am taking the attendance of you.
Okay, ma'am.
Anuj Patel is present, ma'am.
Did I announce your name, Manoj?
No.
Come on, Anuj Patel. Anuj Patel. Darshil Gami.
Absent, ma'am.
Devam Jain.
Present,
Truvin Bhalodia.
Present, ma'am.
Farhan Cheda.
Absent.
Harvi Sevak.
Present, ma'am.
Heer Joshi, absent. Yagami,
Absent. Present, ma'am.
Jaino Sanja, Kanishk Das,
Absent.
Kavya Fefar,
Present, ma'am.
Kinshu Bopalia,
Bopalia. Absent.
Krina Jivani.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Palk Kashania,
Akashanya.
Ranu Shukla,
Present, ma'am.
Richa Moria, Ritam Kanabar,
Present, ma'am.
Rudri Vashiani, Shevi Patel,
Present, ma'am.
Shiza Mohanty, Smith Trivedi, Sumit Gupta, Vihan Sonogra.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Viraj Bharat.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Chalo. Now you know your homework, right? Chalo everyone, see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Bye.